Their father, Mr. Joseph, was a businessman who sold electrical appliances. He had shops in different locations which made him travel more often and pay less attention to his family. He was just after providing money without knowing what was happening at home. She called her husband Mr. Joseph to report what was happening in the house. "My husband, where are you? Please, come back home. Our daughter Flourish is turning to something I don't know. Can you imagine that she has the latest iPhone? I don't even know if it wasn't for Fruitful that told me. Tina, I'm trying to make money for this family. I don't have time for all this." Lady Tina voice shook. "So you think money is everything?" But Mr. Joseph has already ended the call. If you haven't supported this channel, please kindly support us by liking, commenting and subscribing. Thanks. The sun cast a golden glow over Worry City as Flourish walked home from school with her best friend, Ella. She adjusted her backpack, sighing. "Why are you frowning?" Ella asked, licking her ice cream. Flourish touched her nose. "I just wish I had a pointed nose, like Auntie Rose." Ella rolled her eyes. "Flourish, again. Your nose is fine. And you're beautiful." Flourish smiled a little, but she still felt the same way. They reached her house, and the smell of fresh pepper soup filled the air. Lady Tina was already back from work. "Welcome, my girls," she called from the kitchen. "Flourish, don't forget Bible study today." "I won't, Mama," Flourish called back. Later that evening, she sat outside, waiting for Fortune and Fruitful so they could go to church together. As she scrolled through her phone, a strange message popped up. "Unknown number, find the truth before it finds you." Her heart skipped a beat. "Who sent this?" she muttered. Before she could think further, Fortune and Fruitful stepped out. "Let's go," Fortune said, tying her scarf. Flourish glanced at her phone one last time before shoving it into her pocket. The message felt like a warning, but about what? She had no idea that this was just the beginning of something much bigger than she could imagine. As they ate, Lady Tina glanced at Flourish. "You're quiet today. Everything okay?" Flourish nodded quickly. "Yes, Mama." But in truth, something was on her mind. After dinner, she went to her room and picked up her phone. That strange message was still there, "Find the truth before it finds you." She hesitated before typing a reply. "Who is this?" No response. A shiver ran down her spine. Was it a prank? The next morning, Flourish walked to school with Ella, trying to shake off the strange feeling. "Guess what?" Ella said excitedly. "A new student is joining our class today." Flourish barely reacted. "Nice." Ella nudged her. "Why are you so dull this morning?" Flourish sighed. "I got a weird message last night. It said, 'Find the truth before it finds you.'" Ella frowned. "From who?" "I don't know. The number is hidden." Before Ella could respond, they reached the classroom. The teacher was already inside, standing next to a boy Flourish had never seen before. He had deep brown eyes and a serious expression. "Class, meet our new student, Sam." Flourish's breath caught. Sam. That name felt familiar. Too familiar. And when his eyes met hers, he smiled, like he knew something she didn't. Something inside her whispered, "This is just the beginning." Flourish walked into the school compound, adjusting her bag strap. A sleek black car with tinted windows pulled up beside her. The door opened, and Amanda, one of the richest girls in school, stepped out. Her driver rushed to carry her bag. Flourish sighed, glancing at her own dusty shoes. Why couldn't she have this kind of life? Still dreaming of luxury. Ella teased, nudging her. Flourish scoffed. One day, I'll be in one of those cars. Watch and see. Before Ella could reply, someone stepped beside them. It was Daniel, the new boy. "Hi, Flourish," he said, smiling. Flourish blinked. "How do you know my name?" Sam chuckled. "I know a lot of things." A strange feeling settled in Flourish's stomach. First the message, now this boy acting like he knew her. "What do you mean?" she asked. Sam leaned closer and whispered, "You want to be rich, right? Maybe I can help." Flourish's heart skipped a beat. This was getting stranger by the minute. And for the first time, she felt like her wish might come true, but at what cost? Flourish sat at the back of the classroom, barely paying attention to the teacher. Her eyes kept drifting to Amanda and her friends, the rich girls. They whispered and giggled, their wrists shining with expensive bracelets. Flourish sighed. "That should be me." At lunch, she and Ella sat under their usual mango tree. Flourish watched as Amanda's driver brought her lunch in a fancy package. The other rich kids had food from expensive restaurants, while she and Ella unwrapped their homemade rice and stew. Sam walked up to them. "Mind if I sit?" Ella shrugged, but Flourish narrowed her eyes. "Why did you say you could help me?" Sam smiled. "Because I know what you want. You want to be like them." He nodded toward Amanda's table. "Right." Flourish's heart pounded. "How do you know that?" Sam leaned in. "Let's just say, I can offer you a way into their world." Flourish felt a thrill of excitement. Could this be the opportunity she had been waiting for? Ella gave Sam a suspicious look. "What's the catch?" Sam just smiled. "Meet me after school, and I'll tell you." Flourish hesitated. Was this a dream come true, or the start of something she couldn't control? One night, Flourish sat on her bed, restless. Thoughts of her classmates filled her mind, their expensive phones, flashy cars, and designer shoes. The more she thought about it, the more frustrated she became. She stood up and walked to Fortune's room. Her elder sister Fortune was 16 years old, the opposite of Flourish. She liked everything about herself and she was always content with what she had. She was an easygoing person in nature, humble. Fortune was lying down, scrolling through her old keypad phone. "Fortune, there's something bothering me," Flourish said, sitting beside her. Fortune put down her phone and looked at her. "What is it?" Flourish took a deep breath. "I want to be like the rich kids in school. I want to use an iPhone, arrive in luxury cars, carry designer bags, and wear expensive shoes. I really want to feel included. I didn't come to this life to suffer." She shook her head. "Look at us. We don't even have an Android phone, talk more of an iPhone. Me, I must mix with those rich girls in school by all means." Fortune was quiet, listening carefully. When Flourish was done, she sighed and said, "Are you saying our parents are not trying enough for us?" Flourish shifted uncomfortably but didn't answer. Fortune continued, "Have you suddenly forgotten everything Mommy teaches us? Life is a gradual process. When the time comes, we will have all those things. Please, I beg you, don't make our parents' efforts look like they are in vain. And don't forget what we learn in Sunday school." Flourish's face hardened. "Why did I even come to meet you? I should have known you'd be backward about what's in vogue." She stood up angrily, turned sharply, and stormed out of the room, slamming the door behind her. As she walked back to her own room, anger bubbled inside her. Fortune will never understand. But Sam did. And if he could help her get into the rich circle, then maybe, just maybe, she didn't need Fortune's advice after all. Fortune sighed, watching her sister leave. She could only pray that Flourish wouldn't let her desires lead her down the wrong path. The next morning, Flourish woke up still feeling angry. Fortune didn't understand her. How could she? She was too comfortable with their simple life. As she got ready for school, she made up her mind, she would find her own way to belong with the rich kids, no matter what. At school, Flourish spotted Amanda and her group laughing near the parking lot. A row of luxury cars was lined up beside them, their tinted windows gleaming in the morning sun. Flourish's chest tightened. She needed, to be one of them. Still admiring them? Ella asked, appearing beside her. Flourish scoffed. I won't just admire them for long. Soon, I'll be part of them. Ella gave her a concerned look. I hope you're not planning anything crazy. Before Flourish could respond, a familiar voice spoke behind them. Are you ready? She turned and saw Sam. He had that same knowing smile from the day before. Ready for what? Ella asked, folding her arms. Sam ignored her and focused on Flourish. To start your journey into their world. Flourish's heart pounded. She wanted this so badly. But something about Sam's confidence made her uneasy. What do I have to do? She asked. Sam's smile widened. Meet me after school. I'll explain everything. Flourish nodded without hesitation. Ella grabbed her hand. Flourish, think about this. Why would a new boy suddenly want to help you? What if? I'll be fine, Ella, Flourish said, shaking her off. This is my chance. Ella sighed, looking unconvinced. As the school bell rang, Flourish felt a strange excitement rush through her. This was it. The beginning of something new. But deep down, a tiny voice whispered, are you sure you're ready for what's coming? Flourish felt a rush of excitement every time she held the sleek iPhone in her hands. The screen was bright, the camera sharp, just like Amanda's phone at school. Now, she finally had something that made her feel like she belonged. But she couldn't let anyone in the house find out. She only used the phone late at night, when everyone was asleep. She would lie under her blanket, whispering to Victor on the phone, giggling at his messages. He always called her his special girl, and every time he did, she felt important. One evening, as she was about to sneak into her room after school, Fruitful blocked the doorway. His arms were crossed, his face serious. Where did you get that phone? He demanded. Flourish's heart jumped. She had been careless. She quickly shoved the phone into her bag. What are you talking about? She asked, faking innocence. Fruitful narrowed his eyes. I saw it when you were using it in the bathroom last night. You have an iPhone, Flourish. Where did you get it? Flourish clenched her fist. It's none of your business. Fruitful stepped closer. Did you steal it? I didn't steal anything, she snapped. Someone gave it to me. Who? Flourish hesitated. A friend. Fruitful shook his head. I don't believe you. If you don't tell me the truth, I'll tell Mommy. Fear shot through her. If Lady Tina found out, she would never hear the end of it. She forced a smile. Fruitful, please. Just trust me. I promise, there's nothing wrong. Fruitful studied her for a long moment. Before sighing. Fine. But if I find out you're lying, I won't cover for you. Flourish nodded quickly, relief washing over her. As soon as he left, she locked the door and pulled out her phone. A new message from Victor popped up. Hope you're enjoying your new phone, my princess. We need to talk about something important. Call me tonight. Flourish stared at the message, her stomach twisting. Something about the way he said important made her uneasy. But she pushed the feeling aside. Victor had given her everything she wanted. What could possibly go wrong? That night, Flourish lay under her blanket, the glow of the iPhone screen lighting up her face. Her heart pounded as she tapped on Victor's contact and waited for him to pick up. Hello, my princess, Victor's deep voice came through the phone. Flourish smiled. Hi. Have you been enjoying the phone? He asked. Yes, I love it, she whispered, careful not to make much sound. Victor chuckled. Good. You deserve nice things. Flourish felt warmth spread through her chest. No one had ever made her feel this special before. But, Victor continued, there's something I need from you in return. Flourish's smile faded. What do you mean? Victor sighed. Don't you think it's unfair that I bought you an expensive phone, and you haven't done anything for me? Flourish sat up. But I didn't ask you to buy it. I know, Victor said, his voice still smooth. But I did it because I like you. And when a man does something for a girl he likes, she should make him happy too, don't you think? A strange feeling crept up Flourish's spine. Victor continued, don't be scared. I won't ask for much. Just send me a nice picture of yourself. Something special. Just for me. Flourish's hands trembled. Something about the way he said it made her stomach turn. I don't know, she murmured. Come on, Flourish, Victor said softly. I thought we were friends. You like rich people's things, don't you? This is how the rich girls behave. They take care of those who take care of them. Flourish swallowed hard. This wasn't what she expected. She wanted to be like Amanda, to fit in. But was this really the price she had to pay? Her fingers hovered over the camera icon. Was she about to make a mistake? In school, Flourish dropped her latest iPhone close to where Amanda and her friends were seated. Flourish felt a rush of victory as Amanda and her friends gathered around her, admiring the phone. You didn't tell us you were using this kind of phone, Amanda said, picking it up and turning it over in her hands. Flourish shrugged, trying to act casual. I don't like showing off. The girls giggled. Wow, I didn't know you were one of us, Amanda said, smiling. You can sit with us now. Flourish's heart pounded with excitement. Finally, she had made it. For the rest of the break, she sat with Amanda and her friends, laughing at their jokes, listening to their gossip, and feeling like she truly belonged. But deep inside, she knew it was all because of the phone. And what would happen if they ever found out the truth? Flourish stared at her phone screen, watching the number of likes and comments flood her latest Instagram post. 3,000 followers. She never thought she would reach this level so quickly. People adored her, strangers commented on her beauty, her confidence, and her expensive lifestyle. But she knew the truth. The designer bags she flaunted in pictures, clubbing and fancy outings, were paid by her new friend. She needed more influence, more money, more respect. One evening, when Flourish visited Amanda, she tossed her hair back and smirked at Flourish. If you really want to be famous, you need to do more than just post cute pictures. Flourish raised an eyebrow. Like what? Amanda leaned in. Something daring. Something that will make people talk about you. Flourish's heart raced. She had come too far to turn back now. She was ready to do whatever it takes. Flourish gasped as the shattered pieces of the iPhone lay scattered on the floor. Mommy, why? She screamed, her voice shaking with anger and shock. Lady Tina's eyes burned with disappointment. I have told you and your siblings, no smartphones in this house. Where did you even get that phone? I told you, it's my friend's. Flourish insisted, her heart pounding. Lady Tina shook her head. You think I'm a fool? A friend gave you an iPhone 16 Pro Max just like that. Flourish's hands clenched into fists. She wanted to scream, to tell her mother she didn't understand anything. But Lady Tina wasn't done. Look at you, Flourish. You've changed. I see the way you sneak out, the way you dress these days. Do you think I didn't notice? Flourish swallowed hard, refusing to meet her mother's eyes. Lady Tina sighed deeply. This is not how I raised you. She turned and walked out, leaving Flourish standing in the middle of the room, staring at the broken phone. Flourish laid on her bed staring at the ceiling, and she was restless without her phone. Tears burned in her eyes. Her mother had no idea what she had just destroyed. She wasn't going to let this stop her. Flourish turned on her side, hugging her pillow tightly. The silence of her room felt unbearable. She knew she should stop, but she wanted more. She reached for her small mirror and stared at herself. Without her phone, she felt invisible. Her fingers itched to scroll through Instagram, to see the likes and comments, to feel the rush of attention. But now, it is all gone. Her mind raced. She needed another phone. She needed to get back online. And there was only one person who could help her. Victor. Years later, Flourish got admission into the university to study English and international languages. Hello lovelies, this is where we come to the end of part 1 of our story. What do you think about Flourish's lifestyle now that she has gotten to the university? Will she change or will things become worse? Share your thoughts in the comment section. Please, click on the like button and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more stories. Thank you for watching.